Well, I suspect you're a good writer, but you just don't like writing.
I'm a good writer. Not English, I wasn't my greatest subject in school, so I don't like putting commas and exclamation points and punctuation in.
Well, how hard was it to write your blog posts?
With ChatGPT, it was easy.
Yeah. Now, did you do it with ChatGPT or GPT?
I'm sorry, with GPT. Yeah,
So this is the Sparks
Sparks
Music
Media.
Group GPT.
Yeah,
And so it was able to use the knowledge specifically from your website.
correct.
Now, I noticed you got into a little bit of a kerfuffle in the last day or so, posting to the We Get Around Network forum. Do you want to talk about that? Maybe what you learned from that?
Yeah, sure. So, I've used a Matterport overlay NPM bed a couple times and had decent success with it. I found it a little bit difficult to use at the beginning, and somebody who rented a Pro 3 camera from me recently was telling me about MP Skin, and they used it and they liked it. And so I was thinking, okay, well, what are the differences between MP Embed and MP Skin? And so I used my GPT, not Chat GPT, but mine, and I asked to choose the right tool for Matterport tour. Like, what were the differences? And to your point about creating a column and you know getting the HTML code, I didn't do that. I actually did what I said and created a screenshot and saved it as a JPEG, and that's what this is. But I created this article yesterday and then posted it on the We Get Around Network forum. And some of the comments were that this wasn't that accurate and it could have been better. And, I guess my ignorance with MP Skin, it, I didn't really, I didn't check it as well as I could have probably.
Well, member Mesh Images, I think called you out in the forum because I think he was happens to use both tools and
Yeah.
was able to immediately look at the post and know that there's some challenges.
Yeah.
I think there's probably two takeaways from that, Tom.
And I love that, by the way. I love criticism.
Well, I think it moves us all forward
Yeah.
in a good way. I think my two takeaways from that is ChatGPT is awesome at rewriting stuff that it knows. So had you first trained it on each of the websites and said, here's the website for MP Skin, here, the website for MP Embed, look for yet more knowledge on the topic, and to say, help me understand what the features and benefits are of MP Skin, MP Embed, and then ask to compare the two. I think the first thing is the knowledge piece. Is 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 first letting it know it's a subject matter expert in this topic, and then help guide it to the knowledge so that it can research better. But I think the second thing is probably maybe a little bit more helpful for our viewers, is where ChatGPT is really going to excel is rewriting stuff that you've already told it. So if you had already done all the research and you had pulled in all this knowledge and say, help me, even if it was taking screen grabs of each of the websites and of the key things and say, help me understand how these two compare, and then write about it. As long as you've given it the facts, then you're going to be in a much better place in terms of rewriting and repurposing the information, as opposed to an in general question where you don't know what source it went off to go get that information and how current that information was.
Correct.
Uh,
Yeah.